Hello and welcome, friends. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Nikki Pfeiffer, if you don't already know that. And I wanted to start today, January 1st of the new year, 2021, a 30-day self-care plan. So every single day for 30 days, I'm going to post a new video about a various self-care topic. And I was really, thinking about this over the past week and I ended up being quarantined for the week and I didn't have to work and stuff. So I was like, really focused on self-care because I felt like that's something that I just really needed right now and everyone really needs. After our holiday season is done and over, there is so much that, is overwhelming and we're just like trying so hard to accomplish things and get things done and all of that we really exhaust ourselves and really burn ourselves out. And the term self-care is overused and can be really cliche with things like just say no and, get away for a little while, take a vacation. And we all know that there is so much more to caring for yourself than saying no is a thing, but setting boundaries, is a whole nother thing. And if we take breaks or go on vacations, inevitably, whatever it was that we were trying to get a break from is still going to be there whenever we come back. So that's not necessarily for self-care. That's more of something that you do to enrich your life, is to go on vacations. It's not to solve some world problem that you're having within yourself. So with all of that being said, I want to again go over the benefits of what it is that you gain from practicing these particular self-care practices. So the first one today, which if you followed me for very long, you would know that I've spoke about this many times. I've been a yoga teacher for a long time. I've practiced yoga for a really long time. So the first thing is deep breathing practice. I got an Apple Watch for Christmas and it has an app on it that's called Breathe or whatever, and I think it was preloaded, but it comes up every so often. It's just a reminder, breathe deeply. And it seems so ridiculous, but at the same time, it's brought a lot of awareness to myself that outside of my meditation practice, outside of my yoga practice, there are very few times during the day where I induce deep breathing, where I don't feel like I'm hustling or, hurrying or cooking or doing something where I'm not paying attention to my breath. So that is an excellent added benefit if anybody has that on their phone or on a watch or anything like that, where it just reminds you periodically throughout the day to breathe deeper. So what is deep breathing? Some people call it diaphragmatic breath. Some people call it belly breath, anything like that. And in our culture, very specifically, we stand and hold our stomachs in, it's how many times have you heard the phrase, suck your stomach in, or, whatever. So whenever we're doing our diaphragmatic breathing or our deep breathing, it's not necessarily about letting your stomach go and slouching. You still want to keep your back nice and straight, but the point is to allow the muscles of your abdomen to gently relax so that as you breathe, you can breathe in and fill the space of your belly, your low lungs, and your chest, and breathe out and allow those muscles to gently fall back. So if you think about the way a baby looks whenever it's breathing, or if you watch someone that's sleeping, you'll see that as they breathe in, their belly will rise and then their chest expands and then it falls the opposite, sequence. So keep that in mind whenever you are wanting to try this practice. Think of that baby breathing or someone sleeping, where it's just a very, very, methodical, very ease and open and release, that kind of feeling. So Diaphragmatic breath is another thing, especially in yoga practice. They'll call it diaphragmatic breathing. So if you've ever been in a practice where someone was like, oh, diaphragmatic breathing, that is really what it is. It's trying to direct your breath into your belly and allowing that low lungs, the low ribs to expand and all the way up into your chest. What are the benefits? We'll go over the practice here in just a moment, but just to get the benefits out there, why it is that deep breathing practice is beneficial for you. I have them written down, so I have to look at them here. Reduce stress is the number one thing. As you normalize your breath, your body is able to relax, especially because we have a lot of adrenal fatigue in our society, chronic fatigue, that constant fight or flight, which was essentially a part of our DNA so that we would survive. But now we are in constant levels of stress, like traffic, time frames, like all of these things, obligations. We're constantly trying to make something work and really, I don't want to say defend ourselves, but like just force yourself constantly to be doing something. So that fight or flight response, as we come into a state of relaxation, especially through our breathing, we can really eliminate that and take some of that strain off of our adrenal glands and really allow the body to enter that parasympathetic state where we're more relaxed. We feel like you can like really just take a breath and take a break. So deep breathing can really help to induce that or reduce the stress levels. As we breathe deeper, if you have a heart rate monitor or if you have a fitness band or anything like that, do your deep breathing and wear that so that you can see your heart rate drop. It will lower, not significantly, over a long period. If you were going to practice this for a long period of time, you would probably see a significant decrease. But I myself, even just doing like 1 to 2 minutes of deep breathing practice, I'll see anywhere from like 5 to 7 beats per minute down. So, and that's just like, doing a deep breathing practice for 1 minute. So you can really go into this a little bit deeper and practice a little bit stronger, but you'll see that heart rate. So it lowers your heart rate. And in that, with your body more relaxed, your heart rate down, your blood pressure will also come down. So deep breathing is excellent for people who have a little bit of a struggle with that pre-hypertension or, like is more prone to high blood pressure. Even if you're medicated for it, medication is wonderful for, those of you that have to have it. But even if you are medicated, this can still help just normalize your body systems. It also reduces anxiety and depression. So in this, I will also say that a lot of times we breathe really shallow. We have upper chest breathing. So if you are sitting here, just take a deep breath like that and just feel what muscles are moving, what part of your chest is lifting. And you'll notice it's very much so only the very top portion of your chest. So as we deep breathe, you'll note that more ribs are expanding, your belly is expanding. So anxiety, a lot of us who have anxiety that we feel that gripping in our throat or our chest, you note that whenever you are, told to breathe deep, try and breathe deep to decrease the amount of anxiety that you're having, because the worse your anxiety gets, the shallower and shallower your breath gets, which is a feedback system that will just keep creating more and more and more of the same. So these shallow breaths is what most of us do. In chronic sitting, like anyone who works at a desk or on a computer or anything like that, we generally are leaned forwards and your lower portion of your lungs and ribs are compressed, and we really only focus that breath into the upper part of our chest. So that in itself, being able to deepen that breath and bring that awareness to where your breath is going as you inhale and exhale, that will help decrease symptoms of anxiety. And along with depression, anxiety and depression really go hand in hand. But as we bring that relaxation, kind of that calm, that centeredness with our breath, it can really help to combat depression also. It stimulates our lymphatic and immune system. So again, once our bodies go into that more parasympathetic state, which is called rest and digest, opposed to the fight or flight, where our body systems are working at full function because they're not combating all of the stress and, you know, like not getting enough oxygen and like all these kinds of things. As we breathe deeply, we oxygenate our bodies and our cells, our systems function much, much better. So the practice of deep breathing. There are various different ways and methods and videos and YouTube videos and all kinds of things that you can watch to embark on this practice. But simply, I will explain it to you now. You can either lie down, which is my probably favorite way to teach diaphragmatic breathing because it's a lot easier to feel into your body and for your back to be straight for many people if you're lying down. But sitting or lying down is just fine. And again, lifting up through the top of your head to straighten through your spine, but then just allow your belly to relax. So we're not drawing the belly in and lengthening and contracting through the abdomen to keep the back straight. Try and keep the back straight just from pulling through the top of your head, and then allow your belly to relax. And again, as we talked about before, breathing just into the top part of your chest. We can do that again just to see that effect. Shallow breaths, short, shallow breaths. So what we're going to try and do with this diaphragmatic breathing practice is we're going to try and breathe in through the nose, breathing down into your belly, expanding through the low rib cage, the mid rib cage, and the upper chest. So whenever you're ready, we're going to inhale through your nose. Try and breathe in as deep as you can, and then exhale through your nose. Feeling your belly draw in gently at the bottom of your exhale. Inhale through your nose. And then exhale. Again, feel that gentle contraction in your belly as you exhale. Inhale as you relax the belly. Breathing all the way up into the upper chest, and then exhale, relaxing all those muscles. Now, if it's more comfortable for you to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, feel free to do that. The yogic breathing practice really focuses on breathing through your nose as it cleanses the breath in and out of your body, and there's a lot of practice behind that, or I shouldn't say practice, but there's a lot of information behind that practice. But if you prefer to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, that's totally fine too. That will have the same tonic to your nerves and to your system, just bringing all of your awareness to your breath, feeling your breath as it comes into your body, feeling how your body expands as you inhale, and then as you exhale, how your body relaxes. I would suggest starting out with a 1-minute practice if you've never done this before. And keep in mind with any breathing practices that you embark on, there can be things like if you start to feel like a little fuzzy or you feel a little bit dizzy, try and return your breath to normal. And whenever you feel ready to try it again, you can always start out with like 3 deep breaths and move to 10, or like whatever it might be for you. Just there are some physiological effects, and I guess like physical effects that happen whenever you're used to like not getting enough oxygen, and then you start to bring a lot of oxygen into the body. It can be kind of like supercharging. So just keep all those things in mind. I hope that everyone found this video helpful. Again, this is day 1 of our 30-day self-care practice. And do some research. If you want to know a little more or reach out to me, I would be more than happy to discuss, you know, breathing practices, deep breathing practices, and the physiological effects on the body and those kinds of things. So that is all that I have for you today. I hope this was helpful, as I said before, and I will see you in the next video.